Well, there's no beasts here. Bye-bye. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is directed by David Yates and stars Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander, a wizard who's come from England, and he's come to New York in the 1920s with a briefcase full of strange magical creatures. He is escaping something that was in his past, and he runs into a nomad named Jacob, played by Dan Fogler, and when this case opens, there are several magical creatures that are released from it, and then MACUSA, which is basically the Ministry of Magic in the United States, is unleashed, and they are trying to find out where the creatures are and trying to get these creatures in, and Newt is being held by a few wizards and a nomad, American term for muggle, to catch these creatures and to get them in before the magical world is exposed and things go to hell. And that's all I'm gonna tell you because I want to avoid spoilers as much as I can because there's a lot of people who want to watch this film and I don't want to ruin anything for you. Now, when I first started this movie, I was a little hesitant. I did not know exactly how to respond to it. I was a little on the fence. I didn't know whether it was a great idea because spin-offs, prequels, they don't have the best track record when it comes to some franchises. And as the trailers came in, I got more and more excited for this film, so I saw this movie today, and I loved this movie. It's not a perfect movie. There were a couple of minor things which I thought were a little off about it, but they're very minor flaws. As a whole, I walked out of this movie very satisfied. I really enjoyed this movie. There are so many things I liked about it, so many things which I thought were perfectly done. I'm gonna start breaking them down right now. First of all, Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander is great. I really liked his character. He was a very relatable character. There's a past to him which is trying to be deciphered in the film. They kind of try to hint at something that happened. They talk about it a little bit, but it's kind of built for later movies, which I really like. Is like I want to know more about his character going into things. And as he's trying to look for these magical creatures, helped by people like Tina, played by Catherine Waterston, who by the way is also very good in this movie, and Jacob, these characters come together extremely well, and Eddie Redmayne does a fantastic job of bringing Newt Scamander to screen. This is a story that we don't really know of because it's based on a textbook. If you have seen this textbook, it's what Harry Potter reads in school, and this is the story of how the textbook came into being. It's about the adventures of the author of that, which I think is great. I think it's an original story, and we don't know exactly what to expect from it, so that's why when new stuff happens, it's very exciting and it's interesting. The acting is really, really good. Colin Farrell is very good as Percival Graves. He has a few great moments in the film. Ezra Miller has been underplayed in the advertising of this film. I'm not gonna spoil what his character is and what his character has to do with the film, but he does do a very good job in this film as well. Dan Fogler as Jacob is brilliant. He had some great moments. He's basically the character who you relate to the most because he's the one who has no magic. He's the one who's seeing all this for the first time. And some of his experiences and when he's seeing different things, you feel the awe that he's feeling, and I really like that about his character. There's even an emotional story to him, and by the end of the film, there are moments where you actually kind of tear up for him. The visual effects, the technical design, this is a gorgeous looking film, very well shot, very well executed, very well edited. There were a couple of points though where I thought the editing was a little weird, including this one scene where there are two characters meeting for the first time. That was a little strange. You'll know it when you see it, but that was the only one moment in the film where I was like, the editing here doesn't click for me. The score by James Newton Howard is great. It's very epic, it's very catchy, it's actually quite well done. There are Harry Potter motifs in it, but it's a good score. But one of my favorite things about this movie is that if you watch this film without having seen any of the Harry Potter films, you can still like this movie. And it's just something I noticed is that it's not saying that, okay, you need to know this from Harry Potter to understand what this is. They don't make any connection like that. This is a standalone movie. They're not trying to make any connections to what's gonna happen in Harry Potter's universe or what's gonna happen later on, which is related to something that Harry Potter reads. Yes, there are certain things which are happening in this movie which you can look back on Harry Potter and be like, yeah, I remember that being mentioned in like a 3-sentence thing, but yeah, that was like one minor thing that was mentioned in the book. And everything is new in this film. There's nothing which is like, oh, I've seen that before. Yeah, that's very familiar. There is, however, this one object which you see in the film which I remember noticing and saying, Yeah, I know what that is. There are some dark moments in this movie too. This is a very intense film as well as a light-hearted action adventure, and there was a good meld of those two things, and I really enjoyed that about this film, and it really helped sell the film in a lot of ways. And the script by J.K. Rowling, yes, this movie is written by her, is great. It's very well written, it's very tense, it's very interesting, it's very intriguing, it sets up things, it explains things properly. There are a couple of moments though where I feel like the exposition was there. It was just like, okay, so what's this? Yeah, about that, but it's fine because this is the first movie you're setting up. I do think, however, that there were a few scenes where they were just explaining stuff because explain stuff. In those 2 minutes, the film just stalled, but that was it. The rest of the film is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this movie. I highly recommend it, of course, and I can't wait to see more of these films. I'm very excited for the world they're gonna create out of this. I'm gonna give Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them a 9 out of 10. So guys, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, let me know. I reviewed all the other Harry Potter films. The playlist for that will appear at the end of this video if you want to check out those reviews as well. And I will have more coming out very soon. You guys are the best. Thank you so much as always for watching. If you like this, you can please subscribe, and I will see you guys later.